The story of the menorah begins in Poland, where it traveled to the Soviet Union, where my mom and grandmother were born, and they're going to tell the story of how it got to America, where we are now.
My childhood I spent in the far eastern part of the former Soviet Union, in a small military town. We did not discuss anything about being Jew or what it means. Religion was not a part of our lives. In that small town, the school was only elementary. And when it came time to study further, I was sent to Ukraine to my grandmother, Raisa. I had to get used to urban lifestyle and understand that I was not like everyone else. I had to understand that not only Soviet holidays, but also a Jewish one. Sometimes my grandma spoke to her friends with unfamiliar language. She cooks unfamiliar food, which I didn't even know the names. She told me why we light 8 candles, why we light them from right to left. But I was thinking only about gifts, one for each night of the festival. My grandmother's cousin Basia was her best friend. At that time, Warsaw was the center of the Jewish culture and religion. There in Warsaw, Basia bought the Menorah. She and her husband were free to live a full Jewish life there.
When the Nazis invaded Poland, they rounded up all the Jews and packed them into a ghetto. And Warsaw Ghetto was a horrible place. 400,000 people were crowded into an area of 1 square mile. Thousands of people, including children, died of starvation and diseases. And into this ghetto, Basia brought her menorah, hiding it away from the ghetto guards.
I can almost picture Basia sitting in the dark with her friends and family who were just as starving and miserable as she was, lighting the Hanukkah candles in secret, quietly, in fear. For a few moments, just for a few moments, there was hope. For a few moments, Basia transformed the darkness into the light. Somehow, Basia survived not just the ghetto, but the war itself, and immigrated to Israel, taking this wonderful menorah with her. Many, many years later, she found a way to get this menorah to my great-grandmother, who was still living in the former Soviet Union. She passed it along with a wish that the menorah stay in my great-grandmother's family for generations to come. My great-grandmother lived in the former Soviet Union, where anti-Semitism was pervasive, yet the government would not let her and many other Jews leave the country. Finally, after many years of trying, she received permission to leave, and she left for America, Los Angeles, taking the menorah with her. It took another 10 years before my parents and I were allowed to leave as well, and that's when we joined them in America.
And here we are in America. I want to believe that the light of the menorah helped us get to Detroit, where the Jewish community accepted us as a family, learned how to cook traditional Jewish dishes, and become a pride of my grandma. My family was able to move from Detroit to Los Angeles, and before my grandma passed, she wished for me to have the menorah. Now we continue the tradition of our people. We celebrate the holidays, inviting everyone who wants to share the light and the joy of life. I'm very glad that now my granddaughter Ravel, who named after my grandma Raisa, invites her friends and tells them the story of Hanukkah. And of course, they receive gifts, but they understand that the real meaning of Hanukkah is to bring light to darkness, to transform the world.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshadu b'mitzvotav v'tzivana lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Amen.
Amen.